If there's one thing Sony ponies love to defend, it's Sony's bullshit $70 pricing of games. And today we'll be looking at a video from someone we've responded to in the past, in regards to their truly horrific take on Game Pass. And this time they decided to adamantly defend games like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which are at best decent games but are certainly not worth $70 due to them only being at best 13 hours long. So without further delay, I'll let the video play.
Yo, so today we're gonna be talking about why is everybody bitching about $70 games?
Because developers are charging $70 for mediocre remasters like Demon's Souls, and extremely short games like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, as well as sports titles. Plus, when it comes to console gaming, the only way to escape it is through Game Pass, which obviously isn't available on PlayStation, and Sony's alternative to Game Pass is nowhere near as good as Game Pass. I mean, this video of yours really didn't need to exist, because it's incredibly obvious what the answer to your question is.
It's dumb. Let's get brutal.
Why the fuck can no one make good goddamn intros? Like, surely it can't be this hard.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Fortitron, and today we're gonna be talking about the controversial topic of why games are $70 and games are raising in price and how they're pricing people out, and I got a few things to say about this. Let's get into it.
In my original video on this guy, I thought him doing 2 intros for one video was a mistake he forgot to cut out, but apparently it's an actual tactic he uses in every video to drag out watch time. Like, bro, there are so many better ways to drag out watch time than to have 2 intros. Having 2 intros more than likely makes more people click off than continue watching, because I know I sure as hell hate this shit, and it's probably one of the main reasons as to why his channel is dead. In no world is it necessary to have 2 intros in a single video.
Alright. So this all started when Sony announced that PS5 games would be $10 more than their PS4 equivalents. And this drove everyone crazy. Everyone flipped their shit over this.
Aren't you people tired of being screwed over?
So games are now $70 where prior they were $60, so a $10 difference. And I don't get why people are upset about this.
You've either got to be incredibly ignorant or incredibly privileged in life to not see how $10 is a major difference for a hell of a lot of people. But regardless of that argument, the whole reason why people are pissed is because the games currently priced at $70 are not worth the money. As good of a game as Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is, it does not have enough content to be worthy of $70. And the same goes for every PS5 exclusive that has been released so far, especially fucking Demon's Souls, which for full price I'd go as far as saying is a straight up scam. Sony is literally charging you $70 for a mediocre remaster because it has DualSense support. That's total bullshit, and thanks to the fact Sony has banned all third party selling of digital games for PSN, PlayStation customers with PS5 digital systems are forced to pay such insane prices for the games, unlike Xbox users who can often thankfully turn to Game Pass to avoid such extortionate prices.
Inflation's been a thing for a really long time, and I feel like games have been in like the $70, $80, sometimes $90 mark for years.
No, games haven't been that expensive since around the 90s, unless you were paying for deluxe editions, which isn't the case anymore. Like, how the fuck are you gonna ignore the 2 decades of standard editions of games and not being $70? The only reason games cost so much in the 90s is because they were a fairly new technology. Also, inflation is a bullshit excuse in this situation. The gaming industry is not stopping its incredible growth anytime soon, and game developers are making more money than ever. The $70 price tag is simply companies being greedy thanks to the average consumer not knowing any better, and that's to be expected. But being a corporate shill and defending this bollocks is exactly why nobody watches your channel, my guy.
Even when I was a kid and I was buying Super Nintendo games, okay, I wasn't buying them, my parents were buying them, but I feel like they're the same price. So yeah, I'm old.
How do you do, fellow kids?
I really don't get why people think that games being priced at $70 prices people out. That's just not true.
does this guy not know that poor people exist? The only way, and I mean the literal only way you could possibly think this, is if you don't think poor people were real. My man basically said that poor people don't fucking exist. I don't know whether to laugh or to be offended. How fucking ignorant do you have to be to not realize that a game being $70 does price a hell of a lot of people out? The fact he thinks there isn't anyone playing video games that can't afford to spend $70 on multiple games a year is astounding.
If you want to have a game on launch day, right when it comes out, yeah, you're gonna pay full price for it.
Unless you're on PC where you can get games from places like CD Keys and Instant Gaming. This also isn't true for a lot of games on Xbox because of Game Pass. Sony's simply screwing over their own customers for an extra $10 a sale that a lot of people will not be able to afford. Someone shouldn't have to wait around 3 months to be able to afford a game, especially when that's the lifespan of a lot of multiplayer games. Plus you've got to take into account the fact that even on sale these games won't be going as low as they did before, thanks to the price increase. $60 for most people was an okay price point, but $70 is a hell of a lot more money. It may just be $10 to your ignorant ass, but to millions of people that is now breaking their weekly and monthly budgets. And that $10 increase starts adding up rapidly thanks to how many AAA games usually release every year. And you later in the video start demanding people buy games day and day.
That's the way. That's just how it is.
This is the way.
If you can't afford to buy that game, don't buy it.
The insane amount of ignorance and chilling going on in this video is amazing. What you just said doesn't debunk anything in the situation. The fact that games like Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart are $70 even though they offer a mere 13 hours of content is ridiculous, and it is impossible to legitimately claim otherwise, especially after you yourself cried about a hypothetical price increase to Game Pass for 9 minutes straight, and that was a hypothetical increase of ironically $5 to $15 extra.
Wait till it goes on sale. A ton of people in my PS5 disc versus digital edition always comment how they're buying games used, or they're buying them on sale on Amazon, or they're buying them off of eBay. They're pretty much buying them every other way other than right off the rip, brand new, launch day, or through the digital store. So I don't get it. Like, a lot of you are not buying these games day one.
If you were trying to unironically claim that people haven't been hopping on the $100 decrease that you get for buying a PS5 digital over a PS5 with a disc drive, you are beyond out of touch with reality, which in fairness you have already proven with your comments earlier. PS5 digital users have no choice but to pay the extortionate prices publishers want them to pay, unless they want to wait at least 3 months, which if it's a multiplayer game you better hope your friends are still playing, and better hope that it hasn't died off in its entirety by then. And either way, by the time you can afford the game you've been wanting to play, there's more than likely another game coming out that these people cannot afford, because people like you defend these extortionate prices and allow companies like Sony and Take-Two Interactive to get away with it.
Which is a shame. Being a former musician, I really feel on this topic because a lot of musicians, it's make or break for them with their record company if their album doesn't make a huge amount of sales in its first week. It's the same with movies on launch weekend or when the movie first releases. It's the same with games. More people need to be buying games day one.
And less people can do that because of the $70 price tag that Sony forces a very large amount of the gaming community to pay, thanks to that anti-consumer decision to block third-party sales of digital games. And not only is this video's mere existence hypocritical, since in your Game Pass video you were complaining about a hypothetical price increase, but in this video itself you just contradicted yourself. You're saying that people should just wait for a sale, but at the same time you're saying more people need to be buying games day one.
But I understand, a lot of you can't afford that.
God damn, the contradictions just keep on coming. You literally just said earlier in the video that the $70 price tag quote unquote doesn't price people out, which you just admitted is total bullshit.
Hell, I can't afford to be buying games like every week. I only buy the games that I want to play.
No shit.
There are a lot of games on PS5 that have come out that look great. Ratchet & Clank, Sackboy, Bugsnax, I don't know, there's a bunch that look amazing. Spider-Man Miles Morales, again, those games look incredible, but they're not my type of game, and I don't buy them.
And how exactly does that disprove anything people are saying? Saying don't buy games you don't like doesn't disprove shit. No one is doing that apart from game reviews, and they are a very small proportion of people playing video games. Unlike the millions of people around the world that simply can't afford to pay $70 for games at launch, like you said they should be doing, which is an incredibly ignorant and shitty thing to demand of people.
I don't buy them on launch day, I don't even buy them on sale.
But I thought we should be buying games day one according to you.
I don't know where the pressure is coming from for a lot of people to be buying games day one regardless if they know they like them or not.
Are you fucking taking the piss? It's coming from people like you who demand stuff like this.
More people need to be buying games day one.
And it's also coming from the publishers demanding people buy games day one. You are literally the fucking problem, and you are far too ignorant to realize it.
I feel like by now, if you have been playing games for more than a couple of years, you know what kind of games you like. So you should know which games you're looking forward to and which ones you want to invest in on buying day one when they come out. If you're brand new to gaming, yeah, it's a little bit more tricky, but I would kind of buy some older games that are on sale or try out a service like PS Now or Xbox Game Pass.
Just a helpful word of warning for anyone watching, do not touch PS Now. It is an incredibly bad service and is basically abandonware on the PS5 and PC right now. Also, it's incredibly hilarious that this guy says how much he loves Returnal when that game is undeniably not worth $70. It is worth $40 max, and I think that's something everyone can agree on, especially in the insanely buggy mess it launched in, and the current mess that the game is.
I don't get why people are frustrated by this. Gaming companies have grown so much, even in the last 10 years.
Are you trying to disprove your own standpoint of $70 games being okay when they don't offer enough content to warrant that price point? Because you are doing a fantastic job right now.
Games are huge epics now. They are the equivalent to Marvel movies that cost $200 million to make. And games like equal that or more. Like, they're insane.
And the example you just used easily made profit even in the disgusting state it launched in, and is still in to this day, whilst being priced at $60, and all whilst having only a standard edition and no deluxe editions available. You are literally actively disproving your own standpoint.
The prices must rise. If we're expecting the kind of quality that we've been getting, especially recently, yeah, the cost of gaming has to go up.
The quality of most games has only gotten progressively worse recently, and ironically your example for this, aka Cyberpunk 2077, disproves both of your points here. Cyberpunk 2077 is a disgraceful bugfest and a pile of shit even to this day, and on top of that it's a $60 game which easily managed to make profits. Like, come on, how the fuck can you use Cyberpunk 2077 to argue about quality, and to argue about how $70 games are okay when it literally disproves both of those statements, simply by existing.
But again, you are not obligated to pay full price for games.
I'm pretty sure PS5 digital users are, unless they want to wait months to play a game, and by that point there's already a shit ton more games they want to play, which they can't, or the game they wanted to play has already died off.
If you don't have the means to, then yeah, continue buying games used, or buy them off eBay, or buy them when they go on sale. What I will say is, if there's a franchise that you follow, especially if it's from a smaller developer, save up some money and buy their game on launch day.
How is it possible for this man to actively and consistently contradict himself throughout this video without failure?
It means a lot. It really pushes that developer into the next phase, or becoming like a AA title to a AAA title in their next title.
And so does playing the games through Game Pass day one, an option Sony refuses to offer PlayStation users.
My favorite example, and you've probably heard me say it 100 million times, is From Software. If From Software never got the chances they got with Dark Souls, they would not have ever released Bloodborne or any of the rest of the Dark Souls games, or Sekiro, or now Elden Ring.
Not a single fucking game you just listed was $70. Even Elden Ring isn't $70. And it's truly incredible how consistently this guy has managed to disprove his own stance on $70 games. Although considering how he is a clear PlayStation fanboy, I honestly shouldn't be expecting anything else at this point.
It took them building their fan base, or people finding out about them, for them to get to where they are today. If the word of mouth didn't spread on Demon Souls back in 2009, From Software probably would have fizzled out, or maybe continue to make those Armored Core games from way back in the day, and just been another irrelevant game developer in the times now.
I challenge you. Don't just buy every game out there. Find a developer or a franchise that you believe in and buy their next game on launch day.
How ignorant is this guy? No one buys every game they see, and I mean literally no one. Even the lowest common denominator in society does not buy every game that comes out. And this weird idea that people do seriously shows how out of touch with reality he is. And it's honestly a problem. You've got to be one insanely ignorant piece of shit to think that the reason people can't afford to play $70 games on the next gen systems is because they buy every game they see. Now we've finally reached the end of that disgustingly ignorant video, so with all that being said, please don't forget to do all the things YouTubers love to make you to do, aka check out my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, as well as like, comment and subscribe. So I'll see you all in the next video.